You know that feeling? You're talking to someone and your brain just suddenly starts screaming? Like, okay, say something smart, be funny, it's getting awkward, quick, think of something cool. You're going through this mental checklist, trying so hard to be interesting, just to make a good impression. You want to connect, you really do, but it feels like you are stuck behind some invisible wall, watching these charismatic people make connections while you feel like you are missing out. But you know what? This changes today. Because by end of this video, I'll share a powerful secret to charisma that most people never discover. You will walk away with 4 techniques that instantly make people feel drawn to you, remember you after talking to them, and actually want to see you again. And don't worry, this is not about being fake or manipulative. It's about building a genuine connection that feels good for everyone. Because I know how it feels. For years, I used to think charisma was about being the loudest, funniest, or most impressive person in the room. I would prepare clever stories, jokes, try to sound smart, or flex my achievements. But guess what? It never worked. People would nod politely, but I could see in their eyes looking for an exit. But here is the worst part. The more I focused on trying to be interesting, the more anxious I became. It was exhausting. I would leave social events feeling drained, maybe a little lonely, and I would ask myself, what's their secret? Why is it so easy for them and so hard for me? I started thinking, maybe charisma is some superpower I just wasn't born with. But then I realized I was doing it all wrong. I used to walk into conversations like I was the main character. I thought charisma is about what we say, how we look, or what we have accomplished. But honestly, I was just stuck in my own head. I was so busy thinking about what to say next that I forgot the other person exists. No wonder genuine connection feels so rare. And in today's world, where everyone is fighting for attention, this approach is not just ineffective, it's pushing people away. When everyone is trying to be the main character, nobody feels valued. And that's why most conversations feel so empty, and why truly charismatic people seem so rare. So what's the secret? What do these naturally charismatic people know that most of us don't? Well, it's beautifully simple. Stop trying to be interesting and start being interested. Let me say that again. Stop trying to be interesting, start being interested. I know it sounds simple, but think about it. When you're trying to impress someone, where is your focus? It's on you, your performance, your words, your image. But charisma is not really about you being the star of the show. It's about making the other person feel like a star and you be the spotlight. The truth is, people are fundamentally interested in themselves, their thoughts, their feelings, their experiences. When you tap into that, when you make someone feel genuinely heard, understood, and important, that is magnetic. That's charisma. So, how do you do that? Well, here is the first technique, the silent compliment. Have you ever tried to talk to someone who's constantly checking their phone? Feels terrible, right? That's because our brain translates it as a rejection. So put your phone away, make eye contact, not in a creepy way, okay? Natural. Maybe lean in slightly. Give them your undivided focus. It will make them feel special. It sends a quiet message to their brain that says, it's okay, this person cares about what I'm saying. It also triggers dopamine and oxytocin that creates feeling of trust and connection. Study shows that people will forget the exact words you said, but they will remember how you made them feel. So if you pay full attention, you create good feelings, and people will want to be around you more. Second technique, unlock their story. If you ask boring questions like what do, you get boring answers. It makes people feel like they are just a job title, not a person with an interest and ideas. Instead, ask things like what part of your job do you enjoy the most? Or what's been interesting for you lately? This kind of questions helps people open up, because when people feel good talking about their passion with you, they start feeling good about you. Third technique, before you say me too. Here is a common mistake. Someone shares something personal and we quickly jump in with, oh, that happened to me too. It seems like you were just waiting for a chance to talk about yourself. Instead, before you share your own story, ask at least 2 questions about their experience first. Like, how did that feel? Or what happened next? This shows you really care about what they are saying and not using their story to start your own. And last technique, little details, big impact. Our brain loves it when someone remembers small things about us. It makes us feel important, like we matter to that person. When you remember something they told you before, like asking, how did that meeting go? Or how's your dog feeling now? It actually gives them a small dopamine hit, a feel-good reward. And they will remember you as an incredibly engaging and a good listener. And that's it. This is how you build a genuine human connection. This is not about manipulation, because everyone has a story. Everyone has passions. Your job is just to be interested enough to help them tell it. Do these 4 things and you won't need to try to be interesting ever again. Instead, people will find you interesting, engaging, and insanely charismatic. If this video helped, give it a thumbs up. Thumbs down if it didn't. And I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.